Hey, what's going on? Matthew Taman here. Welcome to Let's Make a Decision, a show that will talk about decision making in business, relationships, family, financial decision, any type of decision that you need to make. We'll talk about it. Listen, you have to master the art of making decisions. I don't care who you are, where you're from, how much money you have in the bank. You need to understand this, that the decisions that you make today determine the course of your destiny. Choosing not to make a decision is the worst decision that you can ever make. As a matter of fact, do you know that you can predict up to 80% of your future by creating with your words, your mind, and the decisions that you make? So it's important that you take this seriously. We're getting ready to walk into a very volatile year. 2022 is going to be a year that is going to be crazy, right? So you have to make sure that you are making decisions that are wise, that are smart, that are godly, decisions that will help to advance you personally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and psychologically. You have to make sure that you understand what's at stake. This show is based off of my book called Make a Decision. Now, I wrote this book, I think about a couple years or so ago. I haven't promoted it. I haven't really put it out there. It's not available in stores or Amazon or any bookstores. As a matter of fact, I only have 2 copies of it, this copy and another copy, but I haven't put it out there. And the reason is I felt that now more than ever, we need to make smart decisions. So if you're struggling by making decisions, I guarantee you, you're going to get so much information from this show that will help you to make decisions. A lot of times people put off making certain decisions, right? So we're going to cover that in a minute. But I just want to read something here for you. I want to give some statistics when it comes to decision making, when it comes to just life, right? 40% of the things that happen in our lives, we have no control, little to no control. So sometimes we're told that you got to make 1,000 decisions a day. You got to make hundreds of decisions per day. You don't have to do that. 40% of the decisions that you make, right? You don't have to worry about them. So sometimes we get so concerned about things that we cannot control. I don't know about you, but I have been in situations where things are happening that you have little to no control over it. You got to let it go. You have to let it go. 30% of our time is wasted worrying about things that worrying about cannot change. Have you ever found yourself in certain situations where you're so worried about that thing, but you worrying about it will never change anything? You're concerned about it so much will never change anything. So you spend so much time, energy, resources, and you put so much of your life into something that worrying about will never change it. Just like 40% of what you have in your life, you can't really do anything about or will never happen, right? Like people that, don't want to fly, get on an airplane. They're concerned that that plane might just crash. They're concerned that if they get in the airplane, they've seen movies in Hollywood. They've seen shows where plane crash all the time. So they've said to themselves, I will never get on the airplane because if I do, that may just be the day that plane crashes. And the chances of you getting in a plane crash is so slim to none. I mean, it's something that doesn't happen a lot. But the bad part about it is that when it happens, it just kills, everyone dies usually. That's the sad part about it. But again, so many people are living in fear about things that may never happen. So 30%, we waste so much time. We're crying over things that you're crying over and would not change anything. 12% of our worries are about concerns, needless concerns, right? These are things that you will never have what I call absolutely perfect health. Let me explain before you start saying, what do you mean, Matthew? As long as you're on this planet, you are going to experience some type of health challenge one way or another. You're going to experience something with their health is going to be. Now, some people, they have things where it's more for them than other people. So when I said perfect health, I'm not saying that you cannot be healthy, right? But you have to make a decision about your health. I've seen people who are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, and they are in a horrible shape in terms of health. And I vowed to myself, I said, man, I will never let myself go that much. There's some people now in their 40s, they can't even walk by themselves. They need assistance for everything that they do. And I vowed to myself that I will never let myself go like that. You got to take care of your health. That's another decision that you got to make, is you have to take care of your health. All right, the next one is 10% of the worry. We worry about 10% of the things that what we hear or what we see. In other words, 10% of the things that you worry about on a daily basis is about what you hear or what you see. You know, so-and-so said this. You turn, the TV, or you searching online and you watching videos and you're hearing all this horrible things, you're hearing this and that. So you worry so much about those things that you're hearing. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot worry about those things or you shouldn't worry about them. But that is why I tell people this. You don't want to spend your whole time just watching the news. I don't watch the news often. I don't watch the news. As a matter of fact, I don't even have cable at home because I don't want to consume my mind with something that is going to negatively impact my destiny. Do you know that the more that you put into your mind right now, your subconscious mind takes over that? What exactly is your subconscious mind? Your subconscious mind is a part of you that is just it's invisible, but it's just as powerful. It is the one thing that when you go to sleep at night, whatever information you put there, it will stay there. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. Your subconscious mind will feed on anything that it gets fed. In other words, you can throw garbage in there. Your subconscious mind is a part of you that exists that you don't physically see, but it's just as powerful as the you that you see. It's the part of your mind that is the driving engine of your destiny. What do I mean by that? Your subconscious mind would take all the information that you're filling yourself with throughout the day. So when you go to sleep, it begins to process that information at night. It begins to go through everything that you've put your mind through that day. So if you're filling your mind with negative things, negative people, sad news, depression, failure, anxiety, frustration, aggravation, hatred, bitterness, confusion, manipulation, if you fill your mind with that, if you're always around people that are always like that, your subconscious mind, it is going to gravitate to that information. It is going to suck it up and say, this is what I need. And the reason why so many people cannot make the right decisions is because you have filled your subconscious mind with nothing but dirt and nothing but trash, nothing but bitterness, hate. And you wonder why you can't make smart decisions. Again, my book, Make a Decision, a lot of the content I'm going through is in this book. I'm going to be going over this book in a lot more detail than actually what I wrote here, because I want to help you to make better decisions. You know, I read something the other day, and I just want to read this here with you. And it said that our lives are always moving in the direction of our strongest thoughts. What we think shapes who we are. Isn't that true? Our lives always moving in the direction of our strongest thought. In other words, whatever that thing that consumes you at night, whatever you feed your mind, you will make decisions based on what you feed your subconscious mind. Let me say that again. You will make decisions based on what you feed your subconscious mind. And so many of you, you find yourself making the same dumb, stupid, crazy, ridiculous decisions because mentally you're not well. Mentally, you're not stable. And I can tell you this, you will almost always make decisions that will negatively impact your destiny when you're not mentally stable, when you're not emotionally stable, psychologically stable, spiritually stable. When you make major decisions, it will negatively impact your destiny. So many of you are watching this now, listening to this, and you can relate. Because you've made some decisions that have just messed up your life. But it's not too late to change that. It is not too late for you to reverse that. It is not too late for you to make smart decisions. I tell people this, sometimes it's so easy to make certain decisions when you're frustrated about a situation, when you're tired about something, when you're mad about something or someone. It is so easy for you to just make certain decisions because you're coming from a place of hurt. You're coming from a place of anger. You're coming from a place of bitterness. You're coming from a place of frustration. You're coming from a place that is not a good place to make any type of decision at. But yet, you're making life-changing decisions where you're not even thinking straight. You know, I can say all that because I've been there. There was a point in my life that I was so bitter. I was hurting so badly inside. I became bitter and I had so much bitterness and hate. It was just all over me. But at the time, see, the crazy thing is when you're bitter, when you're hateful, when you have so much going on, you won't see that when you're going through that. Weeks, maybe years later or months later, when you've passed that season, that you're going to realize like, wow, why was I so bitter? What made me so angry? And you're going to see circumstance in